Hi and welcome to Ghosts and Giggles Haunted Tours. Here's a little tour we did of Gloucester Prison, Saturday just gone, Saturday 13th of June. Thanks to Simon Cooke. Hope you enjoy. Now, we are now getting ready to go to, where are we going, Rach?
We're going to the prison.
Where are we going?
To the prison, because I've been a bad boy.
Yeah, and so Zed, Ed's been a bad boy. So, are we going to do a little history now? We'll do it when we get there. Off we go! We're here at Gloucester Prison, guys. So we're just going to do a little bit of a history for you. Shamelessly, we are reading from the book. Our memories aren't that good.
Just for dates, obviously.
Can I say the first bit?
Go for it.
Okay, so Gloucester Prison was closed in 2013. It was a Category B adult prison and young offender remand centre, originally built in 1782. And a large portion of it was rebuilt in 1840. I'm not sure about that. A wing for young offenders was added in 1971, and gate administration, visit stores, block built, i.e. what is behind us. Say hi, Ed! So all this and up above was built in 1987 when I was 4. No, I was 4. No, I was 83.
Sorry.
I was born two weeks after they still returned.
Ed was about to be born.
Yeah, Ed wasn't born yet. He's the baby out of the group.
You were 87, middle of 87, a few months old. Oh, sorry.
At first of 87.
Ed was just a teeny baby. He was like this baby. He's lost his beginning of 4 months into 1987, he'd have been 4 months old. Wouldn't he? So he'd have been little one and cooling. Anyway, we can probably delete that then.
Bloopers! It's fine, I can edit later.
Before all that, when it was an active prison, they did have hangings there, but before the prison was active for doing hangings, they used to take them down the road to
Over farm? Or over? It's just called Over.
The village of Over.
Strange name, yes we know.
Yeah, they sort of live doing a bit of dank going and a bit of a dance with no floor. So they used to take them in a little cart from the prison here and take them down the road to Over and swing them off a tree or whatever.
It's a fine one.
In about 1792, they started with them bringing them back here, and they had gallows because the new drop style of hanging people had been decided and invented. Prior to that, you just string them up on the rope and go die. Then they decided to keep the box for me. It's good. Well, it works.
As you do, it works. We have weird conversations.
I know. Between 1792 and 1864, they had 102 people were hung in public. 90 odd men and 8 women. Only 8 women, because we're much better, aren't we?
Yeah, we don't get caught.
Exactly.
So they're going,
There was no execution at all between 1839 and 1864 because they had a new person there who did not like it. But then in 1864, there's a guy called Bill Davis, no relation.
Here's our tour for today. Where is he? Is that? This is Simon who's letting us in. We're just doing a little history. Hang on, we'll close up and we'll go in. So in this clip, Rachel is looking at Simon's K2 meter, which is going off. And the lights are flashing, they're going to orange and they're going to red. And she's having an experience where on her right side, she starts to feel cold and everything. Last time Simon was here, he said that everyone could see or feel an evil presence in this room. So this is in the kitchen. Let's watch.
That's very clever if you manage that. Have you ever had that, Ed? Have you ever had the camera turn around so it's facing you without touching you? I know you've had power problems with these and you've all gone dead. So she's standing there now next to you. Can you make that light flash? Make the light flash for her. She won't hurt you.
I'll go back in your office, is that good? Another nice thing. Your space, your private space.
Someone on my camera says they can see someone standing behind you. So they're standing in the office, are they, Becky?
So in this clip, we have set up the trigger objects, which are the jelly babies. And usually what you would see if there's any activity, they would try and move the jelly babies, either knock them over or put them back up again or throw them off the table. We didn't get a lot that night because the general consensus is that because there hasn't been anyone in the last 3 months going into this building, into this prison, that the spirits don't feel like there shouldn't be a lot of activity. They're not as active. Remember, spirits and general paranormal, it requires a lot of energy just to do a tap or knock something over. In this clip here, you'll see that I'm walking over to Rach and Ed, and as I walk in, they say that their jelly baby is falling over. So we end up debunking this, as it's the jelly baby that can't stand up. He's a drunk jelly baby.
Begin then.
That's the jelly baby, not the sink.
That's the noise you heard, it's not the sink you heard, it's that. Do you not like jelly babies? Is it babies you don't like? You know, like orange things you don't like, orange people.
Put it on something else. I just want to debunk it's not the table.
The table's sturdier than it.
Yeah, I know, but you need to check that it's not the jelly baby falling over itself.
Yeah, but it would have fell over a long time ago if it was.
In this next section of the clip, we find what is the chapel. Now, the chapel door is actually really heavy, so it takes me quite a bit, once it's been unlocked by Simon, to actually open the door. And as I open the door and I step in, the door closes behind me and I hear footsteps.
Try another one.
Now, the clip where I say I've heard footsteps have been heard before, especially by Gloucester Paranormal. They have heard footsteps as well. Whether or not I captured it is another thing, but I think I'm shouting at Ed and Rach because I think they've shut the door on me. Let's listen.
Yeah, I think it was jelly baby.
Now, I've turned the sound to the background music is off in this section, so all you can hear is me and hopefully the footsteps. So this is the balcony section. I'm not sure if you can hear them, but this is where I heard the footsteps. So we're sitting down and we just chill for a few minutes, see if we can hear anything, but we can't really hear anything again. I put my EMF, actually it's an EMR because it's an electronic magnetic radioactive detector, or radiation detector. As I said earlier, I think I definitely need to get a K2 one. But so not a lot happens, and then we just sit and chill, nothing happens, and then we decide to have a break, so the next clip is after the break. So we're about to walk out into the courtyard, where Simon has said that this is also the burial ground for all the prisoners who killed themselves, killed other prisoners, and who were hung for their crimes. They're not quite sure where exactly they are. There's only one they know for definite where there are records of, but no one else there's records for.
Buried anyway, didn't you, Simon?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It could be buried.
So this is a section where we go outside and we're trying to find a place where Lynn in her book had an experience next to dog kennels, which is where we go. But we have to pass a very strange object. It's a helicopter with no propellers.
What the hell?
And it's got 2 body bags in it and a mannequin in the emergency kit hanging out just by his foot. We're assuming they use it for practicing or something, but we're not quite sure. And it turns out, so as we're taking photos, Rachel takes a photo, and it's got a very weird red face, distinct skull-like face, but I will add it in at the end of this clip.
That is just, I'm going to take a photo of that.
So here's the photo Rachel took. Now I'm wondering if it is actually just the way the bag is positioned, but it looks like a skull, but then it doesn't look like a skull on any of my other photos that I've taken. So maybe it's a different angle, maybe we need to take photos, but yeah, certainly unusual. So this is where Lynn had her experience when she came here back in 2013. We're not quite sure what this bit was for. I mean, we're pretty sure it's this bit.
Simon!
We might be wrong. I'm sure Lynn would let me know
You need to come see this.
if we're wrong or not.
She took a photo of the
but yeah, we
helicopter.
didn't feel anything. No,
Look
we
what's
didn't hear
staring at
anything.
the
No
body
laughing
bag.
or anything.
Zoom in. So you can see.
But this is the bit where Rachel looks back on her phone and she looks at the photos, and then she finds that one photo with the weird face.
The skull.
This in the red there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's thinking the eyes here. Notice that.
I haven't even looked at mine that I've taken.
Well, we can go back and have a look at that again then. I think that's just the way the light is reflecting off the stuff in there.
Did you take 2 photos?
No, because I didn't see it till after. But none of the other pictures got that on it.
Okay. Well, let's go back there then, shall we? We'll have a look at that on the way to looking for. Okay, right.
So Rachel basically took a photo of this.
So this is where, after we've all seen the photo on Rachel's phone, we're trying to debunk and figure out what could be causing it. So we decide to go back to the helicopter and try and take some more photos. That guy freaks me out. And try and recreate that photo. And at one point I thought it was my headlight might have been shining onto that bit of the body bag, but yeah, interesting.
Here in front of me.
Mhm.
There's a video of them standing by themselves in the night as well.
Slamming by themselves. Oh, these ones here.
Imagine how much power is needed to move those.
Wow, let's see how heavy are they? I know there's rocks in the way. God, they're not light either.
No, they're not.
They're heavy.
Yep.
Iron?
And they certainly don't flap in the wind or anything, no.
No, definitely not. And considering how tall they are, you could put a dinosaur in there. Rach, he was just saying there's a video of these. Your thoughts on the prison so far? Your feelings?
Very glad I was never in here as an inmate.
So are you gonna describe what happened? So in the kitchen earlier, I was a cow and a bitch, and I made her go stand in the doorway because I didn't want to do it myself.
I was slightly sceptical about it. I thought,
I
what
was
the worst
scared.
that could happen? And I went over there, and it was fine. It was fine, and it went really, really cold. My hearing changed. because I have tinnitus in my right ear, and the pitch went all the way from its normal background buzz kind of thing, which is freaky, because normally that only happens if I go off something high or down something low, or if there's a storm on the way or whatever. But it just went as if I'd done that flick switch and it was on, and it's gone again as soon as I left the UK. So it flicked on and then it flicked off again, which was quite good when it's afterwards we left. But yeah, but it's cold all down this side of me, all down my arm, down inside my face. It's really unpleasant.
So this next bit we're going back into the kitchen again, where Rachel had that experience earlier on. I nominate and volunteer myself to go in, and I have a very unusual experience in here, where as soon as I step over the threshold to the room, I have a feeling that I go all cold, spine tingly cold. I'm not welcome, and I'm convinced through and through that something bad happened in this room. Like I was visualizing a rape or a murder in there, and it's certainly not a nice energy in there.
I have gone chilled.
Which side of you? Is it your left or your right?
Right.
Your right. All the way down.
Oh, I'm so cold.
Oh. It was a moth. No.
For some reason I want to cry. I've had this before. When we were at the theatre at Barton Street.
Can you switch your head torch off, please?
Me to switch it off, you're
Yes,
him.
you. Just the picture.
Simon, can you ask your viewers if any of them saw when my lamp turned itself off?
No, nobody's commented on that.
I don't like it in here.
Go inside and shut the door.
Piss off.
That's affirmative no from Becky. I was about to ask you if you wanted to make it your next birthday, but that gives you a whole year of...
You think I don't want to live to my next birthday?
You find my birthday cake in here.
Can you make that light flash for me, Spirit, on the window? You stand next to it like that, yeah, just like that. Can you do that again, Spirit? Yes, that's a nice red flash there, thank you very much.
And again.
Do you like that I'm in here?
Nothing.
Is this flash for... Can you make that flash for... Yes.
Do
no,
lights and
flash-
lights and lights and lights and lights. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
But it's still creaked.
Big creep.
Yeah, it's a creak.
Creek.
You have to
Creak.
pass it on hold, it's a big creak.
There's no wind.
That's exactly how I did it.
Like that.
Yeah.
Just walk past it. See if you're walking past it so it sets it off. This is why we record shit.
Nothing.
So you heard that noise.
There's no wind behind it.
So we're now going to cell 22, which is where Lynn Zindri had an experience when she came and visited the site back in 2013.
2, 3.
Which one's 22?
This one here.
We all going in? Or should we just send Ed in on his own?
That's not fair. Would Ed like to go in on his own?
Yeah, thanks for asking.
This one.
No, that one.
This one, I realise it's not that one.
Yeah.
Would you like to go in there, Ed, on your own?
So in the next clip, Ed walks past two double doors which go up to the courtyard, and he hears it creak.
Who shut the door on me then?
Again, this is unexplained activity that we cannot debunk, and when we try to debunk it.
Okay, I'll leave it there. It's opening up the rest. Is that still number?
22.
22.
B wing. Paul's looking it up and he's got the book.
Is that Paul from GP?
Yeah, Ed and Paul.
Okay. Hi, Ed and Paul. Message me. Do you feel anything in there?
So in this clip, me and Rachel are just going around each floor, taking photos and seeing if we're going to catch anything. Usually, if something appears, it's usually caught on camera. But I haven't seen anything yet, but I need to go through the photos multiple times.
Oh, it was the showers on the bottom, wasn't it? Can you see? I'm making sure you can see. Oh, maybe I should have done a photo looking down.
I'll get out the way.
It'll be interesting watching the video back and to see when my light turns off, because I didn't turn it off.
This one's really rubbish. That one.
I was wondering if it was my torch, but it's not. Because my torch, I took a photo at the same time you were taking that one, and my torch is to the right hand side. Simon, which showers was it they said it was, the ones down there or up here? Where they said last time that when you did the laser, and you said last time you got... Oh, we'll do that.
Yeah,
Do you want to go down?
Condemned cells again then.
No, thanks. Unless you want to. No, I'm not either. Can you see? Guys, that was Gloucester Prison. We haven't been through the...
Scary as shit.
Seriously, some of the feelings and vibes we got in there. Oh my god.
Don't go.
Literally.
Don't go to prison.
And that one room in the kitchen, that person, whoever's in there does not like women. Especially us two.
Nope.
Didn't mind Ed,
You're good at eating greens, otherwise you end up in there.
but doesn't like us.
If we go this way, it's cricket.
Oh yeah. Sorry, we're going for hot chocolate.
It's cricket. This way.
So thank you for joining us. Hopefully we've caught something.
Hopefully nothing contagious.
I did, as we walked out, I did hear a breath in my left ear, which I thought was Ed, but Ed was nowhere near me.
Oh, jolly.
So I'm hoping we've caught that on camera. But if not, nah. And oh, okay, we're going. Which way are we going?
Over there and then behind.
Okay, over there. Let's not get run over.
Jump in if you want.
So, but we're hoping to go back again, aren't we, Rach? We're hoping to go back again.
Oh, I can't wait.
But during the day, because apparently they have had a lot of activity during the day. So, oh look, the river is low. So, yeah, that would be interesting. So until next week, thanks for coming.